Thank you. On page Yud Gimel. Ubechinat Yaakov, the paragraph beginning Ubechinat Yaakov. So everything was kosher v'yosher. So Ubechinat Yaakov. So we were learning that Rebbe was explaining that the Gemara says that Tfilot Avot Tiknum, prayers were established by Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Mm-hmm. And the Poshet Pshat in the Gemara is that Avram taught us to daven Shachris, Yitzchak taught us to daven Mincha, and Yaakov taught us to daven Mariv. But the Alter Rebbe also gives another explanation that Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov are the archetypes of Chesed, Gevura, and Tiferet, right? Avram Ahavi, Pachad Yitzchak. And so the davening, Tfilot Avot Tiknum, means that the davening was, the siddur was arranged in such a way that it contains verses of love for Hashem, verses of Yir'ah, verses of fear, and also verses of Rachamim, of Tiferet, which is Rachmanis, compassion. And that from Baruch Shomer up till Shema, we have all these different kinds of psukim, all these different kinds of verses to bring us to Shema. And as we said, as Alter Rebbe said, that the remembering the Yetzias Mitzrayim every single day, what's that about? It's to really experience your freedom to be Mekayim v'yahavta Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha b'chol miyadecha, to be so in love with Hashem that you have no attachments to anything worldly, so that you can give all your love, all your life, all your soul, all your talents, all your wealth, everything just for Hashem. So when you read the psukim of Ahava and the psukim of Yired, the intention is to arouse your love for Hashem. Now, what about Rachmanis? Where does Tiferet, what does Rachmanis have to do with it? So now the Alter Rebbe explains like this. And the Alter Rebbe also explained how do you arouse your love for God. He gave a whole meditation to think about the greatness of the universe, all the worlds of angels, how everything is there serving Hashem, and they're all nullified to Hashem, And here in this world, we're this is the Alma de Pruda, this is the world of separation, this is the world of division. So we need to arouse our love for Hashem, because when you meditate on the greatness of Hashem, you realize, hey, I don't want to be left out. I don't want to be separate from all of this, right? I want to be part of it. And hence we have to say Hashem Elokecha. So what has the Rachmanis got to do with it? So he says, B'chinat Yaakov hu b'chinat Rachmanut. The aspect of Yaakov is the aspect of compassion. Nahainu, mi shelibo kilev ha'even. Sometimes a person finds himself that his heart is like a heart of stone. She'af shemitbonen b'chol hanal. That a person can meditate on all this meditation that we spoke about before. And even though he meditates on it and he really thinks about it and thinks about, yes, it's Hashem Echad, everything is part of the oneness, and yes, I want to be part of the oneness also, but his heart is like a heart of stone. Lo yavoi lebchinat v'yahavta shebekriyat Shema. And he doesn't get to this place of loving God. He would like to be experiencing it. And he's not able to do it because his heart is like a heart of stone. And why is that? Because he's very attached to the vanities, to the hevel of the vain things of this world. Liyot yesh v'davar b'fnei asmo. And this world, makes everybody think I'm a separate being, I'm a somebody, I'm all by myself, I'm a yesh, I'm something. And that's why his heart is like a heart of stone. In other words, when a person is thinking that he's a yesh, well, take for example, let's say if somebody steps on my toe, my heart isn't like a heart of stone when it comes to that. I feel the pain right away, right? Put an ice cream in front of me that I like, right? My heart isn't a heart of stone. I want it right away, right? But comes another person who says, oh, I love that ice cream. Can I have some? All of a sudden, towards him, my heart is a heart of stone, right? In other words, it's comes to Rebbeinu Shalom and says, Shalom, why don't you open a sefer and learn a little bit? Not now, maybe later, right? Or here's another mitzvah to do. I don't feel like, I feel love for myself, but I don't feel love for somebody else, or even chas v'sholem for the Rebbeinu Shalom, right? Why not? Because I think of myself as being a yesh. I think of myself as being a something separate from everything else. I'm only concerned about myself, So what are you going to do then? So you meditate on all this, you learned all this beautiful meditations. You even meditated on it, but it just stays stuck in your head. It doesn't reach your heart, right? So what are you going to do about it? So then, the advice for this is, we're in the fourth line of the paragraph. The advice is, arouse a lot of compassion, a lot of rachmanis on your soul. In other words, think about, what about my poor neshama? It's imprisoned in my body, right? And I'm treating it like a prisoner. And I'm not giving it any attention. My nefesh habahamis is going where it feels like going, and the neshama is getting dragged along, right? And we've learned in the past that this imprisonment of the soul can be so severe that the Gemara says, Ganve, apum machtarta rachmone karya. A ganef, a thief, while he's breaking and entering to rob and steal, what's he doing? He's praying to God. Rachmone karya, he's calling out to God. He's saying, Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm doing this job right now. I'm begging you, please help me not get caught. Yidale, what are you doing? I'm stealing. Who are you praying to? God. Did God say did Hashem say that you can steal? No. So why are you praying to Hashem to help you not get caught? Listen, business is business. and I know that I need Hashem to help me succeed,
Business
So,
Business before pleasure.
Business before pleasure, right? And so, in other words, he's saying the Nefesh Abamis is saying to the corrupted Nefesh Abamis and the corrupted animal soul, saying to the Nefesh Elokis, tonight we're going to do a robbery, and guess what? You're not staying at home. You're coming with me, and you're going to daven that we succeed, right? Ad Kedei Kach is the soul imprisoned in the Nefesh Abamis, right? So what are you going to do about it? So says Alter Rebbe, arouse compassion for your neshama, right?
What does that mean, compassion?
Rachmanis.
What does that mean?
Care about
What's the
it.
difference with that and love?
Care about it. Maybe you're not loving somebody, but you can have compassion on them. It's a difference. There's, okay? So maybe you don't love the poor man, but you see he's hungry and you have some compassion, so you give him a piece of bread. Understand? So arouse compassion on your neshama. Well, it's hard. Sometimes the heart is such a heart of stone. It's hard to feel compassion, right? Yes, I'm moide. I've taken care of my body today. I went to the bathroom. I gave it a drink. I gave it another drink. I had a cookie. Doing all these things for my body. And what did I do for my neshama? Maybe I gave it 30 seconds of attention. So don't you care about your neshama? Your neshama is without your neshama, you're not going to be living very long, chas v'shalom, right? But we don't think that way because we're in this world of separation and division. It's alma de prude. I think of myself as until things go bad, chas v'shalom, I think that I'm invincible. I think that I can do what I want, right? So how am I going to arouse compassion for my neshama? Well, one quick technique that I mentioned in the past, Alter Rebbe mentions it in one of the Sforim, is visualize yourself here in shul, and it's time for the mourners to say Kaddish. And they start saying Kaddish, and all of a sudden you hear the voice of a little kid saying Kaddish for his father, right, or mother. Right? As soon as you visualize that, you feel, oh my God, compassion. Poor kid. All the other kids, they're there with their father, with their mother, and this kid is never alone, right? So you feel compassion. Okay, so now that you're feeling this compassion, think about your own neshama. Your poor neshama is stuck there inside. It's imprisoned inside the body, and you're not giving it even the time of day sometimes, right? You're going to eat something. Your neshama is wanting to say, Hashem, thank you so much. Your neshama wants to praise God, right? I'll be Yotze. I'll make the bracha without, okay, I did it, I told you, somebody said, someone asked someone, did you daven today? So he says, I can't say that I daven, but I don't have to daven a second time. I said the words, So
that's an interesting concept to have Rahmanas on your neshama. I never thought of that before.
Yeah.
And the way one does that is that you arouse.
That's one way. So now, but even just plain simple to think about the fact that, my neshama is also hungry.
And you feed it ruchnius.
And you feed it Torah and mitzvahs, right? So then, when you have a heart of stone, okay, and but it's not so, like even in stone, there's different degrees of hardness, right? There's a stone that's called Eben Kemach. It's like down in the wilderness, in the midbar, there's these layers of stone that you can go and you can just rub it with your hand, right? But it's stone anyway.
Soft stone.
It's soft stone. So good. So if your heart is like soft stone, so then you can arouse your compassion. But sometimes the heart is I can't even arouse compassion. I know that I should arouse compassion for my neshama, but I'm not managing to do it. Right? So what do you do then? So says the Alter Rebbe. So first of all, the Kemoshe Katuv, we're just at the beginning of the fifth line of the paragraph. Yaakov asher podas Avraham. Yaakov, who's the attribute of compassion, of Rahmanis, redeems Avraham. In other words, where does
it say it? It says Kemoshe Katuv. Where's the Katuv?
In Yeshayahu.
The abbreviation is Kemoshe Katuv.
Yeah, so Kemoshe Katuv Yaakov asher podas Avraham. It's in Yeshayahu chapter 29. So it speaks over there about Yaakov redeeming Avraham. So so the Alter Rebbe explains that Yaakov, the attribute of Yaakov, the attribute of Rahmanis, can redeem, can liberate Avram, the attribute of love. In other words, by arousing your Rahmanis and your Neshama, you can get back to experiencing the Ahavat, your love for Hashem. Zehu alidei psukei the Rahmanut shebetfilah. And this is done by saying the verses of Rahmanis, of compassion in the davening, such as V'hu hamelech hamramam, he is the most exalted king. V'rachamecha harabim rachem oleinu, please with your great compassion have compassion on us. Avinu of Rachamon, our Father of all compassion, Rachem Aleinu, have compassion on us, V'tein v'libeinu bina lahavinu lahaskil, and put it in our hearts to understand and to comprehend. V'lo neivo shleilim vo'et, so that we shouldn't be eternally shamed. So what Alter Rebbe is saying is that sometimes you're not able to arouse your own Rachmanis on yourself. So you turn to Hashem, and that's why these psukim are in the davening. You turn to Hashem and you say, Rabbeinu Shalom, I'm not managing to arouse compassion on my neshama, but you are the master of compassion, right? So I'm asking you, please arouse, please be compassionate with my neshama, so that I should also have Rahmanis on my neshama. Okay. And it's, the emphasis is that if this is done sincerely, that's what happens. In other words, I don't feel like doing this mitzvah right now. I don't care about my neshama, right? Well, I know that I should care, but I'm not managing to care. So I say, Rabbeinu Shalom, you're the master of compassion. help me care about my neshama. Right? And then you'll go and you'll do the mitzvah.
If you're not able to do something wholeheartedly, then you're not begging for help.
Right. So what is the meaning of Eloi Nevei Shloilam Vod? What is the meaning of that we shouldn't be eternally ashamed? So Perush Rebbe explains the last line. Next page. It says that man cannot see me and stay alive, right? Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, after the story of the Egel, Moshe Rabbeinu says to Hashem, Hareini knows Kvodecho, show me your glory. And Hashem tells him, I'm going to pass by in front of you and you will see from the backside, but that's you'll see a little bit, but because man cannot see me and remain alive, meaning to say, meaning to say, to have such an experience where you see the Rebbeinu Shalom, it's such an intense thing that the neshama cannot stay in the body. You can't remain alive if you would see Hashem.
They Israel literally saw God at Kabbalah,
and
their souls
left them, right? And the Malachim brought it back to them, right? Okay, so we're on the next page, Yudalit. So a person cannot see me and remain alive. And the rabbis say, Rabbi Senu Zichronim Levrachim, when they're alive, they don't see. But when a person dies, they do see. Why? Because when a person's alive, the neshama is clothed in a body. And the body covers and conceals. In the body, this world looks like it's some kind of an independent something. But it says but once the neshama leaves the body, so then you see that the truth is that it's all Hashem's essence, that God was, is, and always will be without any change. And there's nothing that can put God into some kind of a garment. That in reality there's nothing that can conceal God, but it's only because my soul was living in a physical body in this physical world. So we think that, I have eyes, so therefore that means I could see. Your eyes can only see a certain amount. Physical eyes can only see a limited amount. So then when the person dies and the soul is free of the body, so then it really sees the whole truth. It sees that Hashem was present and is present all the time, right? Something that it can't see when so long as it's in the body. The Hoya Mekach Tos, the Gamri, Mekach Tos is a halachic term. It means that, let's say, for example, I buy something from you, and it was supposed to be like a chocolate cake, right? I come home and I see that you gave me a cheesecake, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a mekach tos. You gave me something, but that's not what I wanted to buy. It's a mistake, right? Mm-hmm. So mekach tos is, then I see that the whole thing was mekach torut legamri. It was a complete mistake. מה שהיה נראה לי העולם ליש ודבר בפני עצמו. When the neshama leaves the body, the person realizes that, wow, I allowed myself to be cheated into thinking that this world is a real thing by itself. And then abusha gedola ad lema'od. So then when that happens, when you've come to that realization that it was all a mistake, that I lived my life running after things that really have no value. I thought that, like another million. And then afterwards I realized it's garnished, right? The only thing that really has value is the little mitzvahs that I did, the little Torah that I learned. So then the shame is really, really great. Al shikol machshavosav v'machshavotav v'magamotav hayu b'havlei ha'olam u'ba'asakav. That the person realizes gewalt, that all my thoughts, all my efforts, all my goals was in havlei olam, and the nonsense of the world, ubasakav, and his business, ki'iluhu davar b'fnei atzmo mamash, as if it's something real by itself. V'hu chutzpah v'ha'azah gedolah, and this is a tremendous chutzpah to have done this.
What is the ha'azah mean?
It's another word for chutzpah, but it's azus, like bold brazenness.
Oh, I see.
So therefore, given that we know that we're going to have to face the truth one day, and right now my heart is like a heart of stone, but lachein, so therefore, bakashatenu, our request is, Rebbeinu Shalom, b'rachamecha harabim, with your great compassion, rachem aleinu, have compassion on us. V'zeim b'libeinu bina, give us the wisdom, put it into our hearts to understand. And what's bina? Bina is hainu lahavin davar mitoch davar, to understand something from within something else. In other words, hainu, that is that that Hashem, even now, while my neshama is dressed in a body, give me the wisdom, yavin v'yaskir, so that it should understand, shebemet hakol batel betachlit, that in reality everything is nullified completely towards Hashem. K'moi kodim shenivra ha'olam. Everything is now, even though there's this big, vast universe, as far as Hashem is concerned, it's all bottle, it's all nullified, and it's as if it's just like the way things were before creation. B'li shum shinui mamash panal, without any change whatsoever in God, like we learned before. So Hashem give me the wisdom, v'loi neivoish, loi lemvoed, so that we shouldn't be forever, eternally embarrassed. Please Hashem, give me the compassion so that I don't end up stuck in shame forever. This is the meaning of the verse, that Yaakov, with the midah of Rachmanis, you can redeem Abraham, you can redeem your love for Hashem.
That's heavy stuff.
Well, it's good stuff. Yeah.
One has to be at a certain madrega to realize. That's what Ricky always said. This is a rosbo for the Mabah. This is
yeah.
You have to
spend time to think about it, and think about it deeply, and to the point where you actually realize this,
I think age helps.
Well, it's not just age.
I'll say what I mean by that.
I think I know what you mean. Let me answer you, okay? It's not just age. Anytime that a person goes into some kind of a crisis, age is a slow crisis, so to speak. When you realize, like, there was this guy, Malcolm Muggeridge, was a big commentator in England. He had like a very popular show, and like everybody was paying attention to what this guy has to say. And for years and years and years, he would make fun of people who believed in God. Well, Malcolm Muggeridge became an Alta-Kacker, and he realized that, he's not going to be in this world forever. And he didn't like thinking about the possibility that once his life is over, that's the end of the show, So he started having a little bit of an awakening of tshuva, and started believing that there is another world and that there is a Rebbeinu Shalom, and he ended up, becoming like about tshuva, and he wrote a commentary on the Bible, and so on. I have a friend in Montreal who was driving on this elevated road, and he got hit in the back by a truck or whatever. And anyway, his car went over the barrier, and Ramesh, it got caught on the back wheels. And he's sitting there in his car, and he sees, he's hanging there. Who knows if they're going to save him before it goes all the way, right? And at that moment, he became a Baal Tshuva. He did all his life, he didn't believe in anything. And then he said, God, if you're going to save me, I'm going to put on tefillin, I'm going to keep Shabbos and so on. And he was saved, and he obviously, and I know the story, and became Misham Shabbos. So sometimes it takes a test, a crisis, to wake the person up, and generally, like people sometimes think, what, right now, let me have a good time. A day before I die, I'll do tshuva. But how do you know? There's no guarantees. Even if you're a tzaddik today, you have no guarantees that you're not going to be a Russia 5 minutes before you die. Right? The Mishnah says, don't believe in yourself to the day you die, even on the day you die. And it cites an example of somebody who was I think he was a Kohen Gadol. And 5 minutes before he died, he rebelled against God and wiped out all his Torah and mitzvahs.
Could go both ways. Could be the other way also.
Could you go both ways? Because you have free choice all the way to the end.
You reminded me of a Torah I once learned from Rabbi Riskin. It was on January 1st, according to their calendar. And he said that we have New Year's and they have New Year's. And we both say we're going to die. And they say we're going to die, so let's eat, drink, and be merry. Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to die. Might as well enjoy it while we're here.
Yeah.
And we say, we're going to die, do tshuva, come back to Hashem.
It's a line from Shakespeare. Those who worship Dionysus. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you will die. Right.
And our New Year's we celebrate by doing tshuva.
Right. Okay. So this is the Indian of Yaakov, the Yaakov Asher Podos Abraham. So if you look at in the commentary on page you download, the page we were just reading, so you'll see it says there Kitzur Peri Gimel. So we'll do the Kitzur. It's a good thing to the Friedrich Rebbe believed in summaries. So he says, you see, everyone sees where I am?
Bottom left.
Bottom left column. Kitzur Peri Gimel. So in order to be able to reach this great love for God, when you're saying Shema, the rabbis put into the davening 3 different kinds of verses throughout the davening. Keneged shalosh hamidot, corresponding with the 3 attributes of ahava, yira, and rachamim. Love, awe or fear, and compassion. Shehein hein inyanam shel shloshet avot, and these 3 attributes are what Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov were all about. Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. V'zeh perush tefilot avot tiknum, and this is the meaning of that the prayers were established by the avot. Sheyesh b'tfilah psukim lo'orer ahava la'Hashem. There's verses in the davening to arouse love for God, which is Midat Avraham. I'm sorry, my stomach doesn't feel good. Excuse me. I think we're going to stop over here after.